This right here to me, kind of crazy when we think about it. Drake has almost double the total streams, but only a $1 billion difference in average stream album. Wait a second. Drake has what? 7, 8, 9 albums. Kendrick has 4 mainstream ones. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Rise and the Big Stepper. Am I missing one? How does he have as many album streams as Drake? Right here, y'all. This number is a true math number. If I have almost double the amount of sales than you, how is my average stream of album only a 1.2 variation? Interesting. The average stream per song. Think about this for a second. Drake has almost 3 Let me get into something different. Change the music a little bit. Let me get something. Hey, they have their own version of Magic and Bird. We don't want to think about it like that, but Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are doing what Magic and Larry did in the 80s. Now, one is more flashy, Reese. She's much more of the villainous personality, which I know she doesn't want to lean into that yet, but that's what they're trying to make her into. Caitlin Clark is trying to be perceived as the great white hope, the stoic one. She says nothing, kind of bland, not really a personality. All about the sports, Tom Brady-esque, right? About the team, head down, no comments, don't say anything. All about playing on the court. But what the WNBA does not need to do to let that go, they need to lean into that. Number one, these young ladies are box office. I watched the WNBA game. It was actually good. It was actually good. You know some of the players' names, the passion, the moves they play with are actually solid. It's actually enjoyable. You know what I mean? The problem they have, they need more free movement. They do. They need to get their Instagram game up or social media or presence, whatever you want to call it. Maybe hire somebody to help them with that. But as of right now, we can see the gap in it, right? If they really want to amplify and take their game to the next level, you got to make sure Reese and them are leaning into who they are. Because Caitlin Clark is balling. I ain't going to hold you, yo. Shorty got a 3. She got off the dribble. She is the Curry. She is. Hate or love it. She talented. You ain't got to respect everything about it. Only thing you can say is Buddy is a hooper. Undeniably. And I think the one thing that really gets people is that she has a little smugness to her. I can see that, right? I can see she chirps and talks while she's playing the game. I can see she slings that elbow in. She slings it out. When she shoots, she does look at you. Hate or love it. She does that look at you like, yeah, and what? Hey, she'll step back, hit the hezzy. Went the James Harden step side back for her is mean. I don't know how they don't know when she goes left, she's pulling. How do I know that? And I don't even play the games with them, but I can see it. When she goes with her left hand, she's pulling for a J. Everybody needs to make her go the other way she penetrates. I don't get it. It's like I know I'm saying it as a fan eating tacos on the side, right? But they either have to coach that because the girl is balling. Let's go on the stats right quick. Head to head this season, she 2-0. She has played more games. She averages more points. She averages more assists. Of course, she's a guard. She averages less steals, right? But she averages more blocks. Why? Higher field goal percentage, higher three-point percentage, higher free throw, higher percentage overall. Hold you, y'all. That girl dog. I watched the game. Reese is a big woman, postmate, get down to dirty points. Clark, man, she's Hermity. She's her. 3, hezzy, fade, pass. She got it, bro. You know who she is? Nobody wants to say it. You know who she is. She's Steph Curry. They can pass better. That's real talk. She's Steph when she dribble. She's James Harden with the step back. But for her size in her women's sports, she's a big guard. She like LeBron's height pulling these threes, y'all. And I mean, when we're not talking about at the three-point line, we're talking about NBA range, hezzy, step back, money, in your eye, off the screen, catch it, pull up, in your eye. Culturally, the WNBA is having a hard time wrapping her arms around her because she is a little stoic. She doesn't have the personality of a Reese. She gives me Yoke energy a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know if Yoke can ever be a face of the league, but Caitlin Clark is just amazing. On the court. Off the court, I think women desire to have more from their stars than men do. We don't really care about what a guy does. We care about his production. And her production is elite. Off the court is her style, is her dressing, is her, whatever she goes by. Is it the same? I would say no, just based off the reaction she gets from most women. So I do believe, I don't know if the proper word is PR rep who's marketing her will have an uphill battle. I do believe she caters better to a certain demographic, but do I believe she caters to the young, hipper audiences? No, but her game does. Her game translates. Her game is phenomenal. Hate or love it. Just watch it on the court. I mean, her comp is the lady Steph Curry. No shade, no hate. It is what it is. Her comp is the lady Steph Curry, the handles, the hezzy, step back, shooting, the penetrating, the going left, that's passing to teammates. She is Steph Curry with a better handle and a better passing ability. Steph Curry revolutionized the NBA. She will revolutionize women's basketball. She has been the only individual who can mimic and do what Steph Curry can do. Man or woman. Most people don't know that. We have not met another man, Steph Curry. Trey Young is close, but he shoots too much. Caitlin Clark can shoot, can pass. People like playing with her. Trey Young been in the league, 6-7 years? He ain't did nothing. Now, is Trey Young who Steph Curry would be if he didn't have a good team around? Probably. If Steph Curry didn't have the Warriors organization and 4 All-NBA players, would he be Trey Young? Probably. I guess that's that ugly truth of it. But the resume is what the resume is. Steph Curry's a shooter. He's elite. He plays through contact. Culturally, off the court, he hasn't been as revolutionizing. Yeah. Steph hasn't been an icon off the court. He's kind of corny when I think about it, right? The shoes, the loving golf, his wife doing what she did. That was a little crazy for a little bit, right? But I don't want to get into the man's relationship. That ain't my business. But I don't think he has that gravitas that Braun got. I don't think Caitlin Clark has that gravitas that Angel Reese has. But I do believe she has the game that will make people flock to the TV screens. She is a white female. She's heterosexual. She's in a strong established relationship. She is Catholic in religion. She checks a lot of the advertisers' boxes. She's marketable. She says the right thing. She acts the right way. She wears her hair the right way. She speaks the right way. She doesn't say anything negative about her teammates. So I can see where that comes from. If you had to market her to children, Caitlin Clark is your ideal image. She is. Angel Reese skews more toward the teenager, younger crowd. She calls herself the Bayou Barbie. She wears very attractive clothing. She has a high energy for herself. She represents herself. She says how she feels, which is a good thing, y'all. I don't want you to think any of that's bad. They're just different. How you market them are different. I feel like LeBron has more of the classical imagery that you can market. He has the family. He has the children. He has a stable home. He's married. Yeah. He has that. He's more marketable than a Kevin Durant. Now, even though KD is a dog and deserves all the marketing he wants, but he doesn't have the temperament. He doesn't have the house. He doesn't have the family. He doesn't have, you know what I'm saying? As a man, being a lone wolf as you age becomes negative. People want to see men with a family, with a wife, with children. They just want to see that. If you're a guy as you age and you're single and you don't have those things, you are not as marketable. That's the truth. I don't know why people even disagree when they say those type of things, but human history and the way we action and go about things shows this. So my closing thoughts about this subject is the uncomfortable truth is that these ladies are what we need. They are our cultural shift. They are not like us of the WNBA. I believe Juju, the other girls coming along, will add more dynamics. But these ladies, try your best to keep them upright. Try your best to keep them playing for at least 6 to 7 years. Try your best to keep that impact from these ladies. Hey, squeeze the juice until there's no more juice left in that container. WNBA, milk it. Make them flyers. Make them at every event. Put them on Team USA. Milk the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark experience. Screw the other women. Your job is to go to WNBA. How do you grow it? Marketing, advertising, fan buzz. Market these two young ladies. You will have to step on toes. They will get preferential treatment. They are the 2024 Larry Bird and Magic Johnson experience. That's it. If you have not noticed, comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me if you love what you're hearing today. I gotta go into another subject today, y'all. Man, wifey had me watch this movie on Netflix. I'm not a huge TV watcher, if you didn't know. I may watch TV, y'all, twice a month. If it was up to me, if I didn't watch a live sporting event, I would probably watch TV twice a month. Prior to living with my wife, us being together, I never had a TV in the room. Fun fact. I grew up in a house where we never had cable. I grew up in a house where we never had a TV in a room like that. Me and my brothers had to be outside doing things. It was just how we grew up. I didn't know it was really different until I got older. Like, I don't have an attachment to the TV like that because I believe we had it in the house. We had it in the living room. But our parents emphasized us going out, using our social skills, being together, cooking, working with my pops. So I do not have the stories of the television like most people do. Fun fact, I've never seen Family Matters like that. I've never watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I grew up in a house where we didn't watch those things. My dad would have us out every weekend working with him. My mother would have us outside. We were an outside country, Southwest. That's what we did. I can never remember a time when we just watched TV. We would be out. We would be going to family. We would be going to different settings. That's what we did. So I don't have that television attachment. But when I do get to watch some, my wife really does, right? She loves TV. She loves watching it. So watching interesting things to her is her thing. So I've had to adjust to doing that. Now, naturally, it's not me, right? I naturally don't watch TV. Truth be told, I don't. I just don't. But man, she made me watch something on Netflix, y'all. And the film on Netflix was, I'm going to go ahead and break it down. If you have not watched it yet, I'm sorry. I'm going to talk my big mouth about it. But it was so good. The film on Netflix was Tell Them You Love Me. Man, this film, great artwork, by the way, right? Great artwork. This film was about disability. Let's think about it for a second, y'all. When we speak of the disabled, most of the time we speak as them as they have limitations. True, right? When we speak of the disabled, we don't speak of ways we need to accommodate them. Our society is built up so normal people, quote unquote, that have the prerequisite skill set get accommodated. But if anybody has a skill set, nonverbal, leg immobility, head immobility, hand immobility, it makes it difficult for them. I heard a gentleman that was blind say something that was very impactful. If it was not the use of grocery pickup, DoorDash, many blind people could not live alone. I said, what you mean? Many of the packaging, labeling, and things we see at the store are not in Braille. If you have a disability in this country, we do not cater to you. So thank goodness for these apps or different things that have been created. It makes it more accessible for individuals like that to get home grocery delivery, to get different services to make sure they are okay. I was blown away by that comment. I was. I was like, you know, I could spend a lot of time talking, thinking about things, but you never go through life thinking about what people would do, have to go through, and how their life is tremendously different. Fast forward to this movie. This movie is about a black family, and a black family is the focus. I believe the gentleman's name is Derek. Derek has cerebral palsy. He's had this since he was a child. His brother, highly educated. His mother has been a caregiver for them. They have never treated him like he was different. They've done whatever he needs to do. They've taken care of him. They have been a great family. As they've aged, the eldest brother was in a doctoral program when he heard of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication, what do you mean? What they were saying is that they are developing ways in which handicapped, disabled people can communicate outside of our social norms. It was a college professor who led the program. She led a way for people who did not know how to communicate verbally to speak with devices. What do you mean? So she understood that the people that, even though they were disabled, are intelligent. That doesn't mean they're dumb. It means that they have to be taught to communicate differently. For example, I may not be able to speak, but I can type my thoughts. I may not be able to verbally communicate, but if you hold my hand and allow me to physically type what I want to say, I can communicate with you what's on my mind. So the brother has been around his other brother who is a doctor. I mean, the brother's incredibly intelligent. So his brother, loving his younger brother, said, hey, maybe this nonverbal communication will work for him. The researchers knew. It has been proven. It's very little information. It is eye-opening how little Black American research has been done to the handicap to break down these disabilities. So this brother, this black man, has to go in this field blindly. So his professor at the time is a leading researcher at Rutgers. She works with handicapped men, children, women all over the country. She utilizes their skill set to work to actively do things on a normal basis. So she starts working with the brother. The brother, for the first time in years, got to communicate. He got to communicate because she would pick up his hand, right? Say you're on the keyboard. This is your hand. I will place your hand over the keyboard and your fingers would type the letters that you will want to say. So I place my hand over the keyboard and I would type, I love you. The only thing I would do was move it and you will physically touch it on your own. This was the first time that his brother got to communicate openly and normally. It was the first time the brother got to make changes and choices on his own. As someone who's never had that as a man, it was groundbreaking to him. They began to give the brother more freedoms, more ability to think for himself, and treat him like the man he always wanted to be. Even though he's disabled, he wants to be a man. Even though he has limitations, he wants that respect that most and all men seek after. As the film keep going, so it gets a little weird. I want to point this out. The lady who was doing the research was having problems in her marriage. She was getting male attention from her disabled client, Derek, the black one, as she was working with him every day. What she said in the movie, don't quote me if I'm wrong, right, is that in his open speaking thing among his students, he said that he wanted to have the normal interactions like most other men have. He said he would never be able to do that because he was disabled. This is heartfelt to her. She never knew in life that he felt that way. So while she was working with him, she said They began to develop a romantic conversations. I know. It gets weird, right? So, while she's working with him, mind you, she has his hand. He begins to ask her comments that are inappropriate, of course, but she goes to go with it. He asked her for a kiss. She kisses him. Let me say it again. She asked for a kiss. She kisses him. This is his handler, his person holding his hand, a doctor. She kisses him. He then asked for her to type more. He asked for her to get naked. I had to pause the movie when he said it. She got naked. Let me keep going. So, my man tapping on his finger. All of this, she is going for it. He gets bold now, y'all. Sit down for this one. He said, what do we do next? Shout out to the brother. I ain't mad at him. Hey, look. You miss every shot that you don't take. He shot it through the text. He asked her, what next? So she naked. He types, what's next? She says, let me get the yoga mat out. The yoga mat? Hold on. The doctor lays the cerebral palsy man on his back. He got some cutting. Wait a minute. A disabled cerebral palsy man got laid up with. Got some booty. Had sex. Number one, I was speechless. Number two, I was proud. Number three, I was in shock. This lady is the head researcher at Rutgers. She is the head facilitator at this university for this program, who is working with a cerebral palsy man and the family. She starts to have feelings for him. Mind you, she's married. She has children. She has a career. She lays it all on the line for some disabled wee-wee. I ain't mad at the disabled man. I ain't mad at Derek. Derek, the man in me says he knew what he wanted. The skeptic is like, how do we know? I don't know, right? It keeps going. They have sex not once, not twice, but 3 different times. Derek, the disabled man, starts to feel himself. He getting coaching now. He's starting to feel himself. With him starting to feel himself, he starts to put requests in as in, I want to pick my clothes. I want to go where I want to go. I want to live by myself. What? So, Derek is getting coochie. Derek starts to speak up for himself. Derek starts to tell a caregiver, I want notes when I can choose and pick what I want. Why is this so important, King Crowder? Because the mother and brother are throwed off. Derek has always had a good relationship with his family. Why all of a sudden do you want to leave? Why don't you want to be here no more? Why do you have to live on your own? Derek has never had remarks like this. Derek has never said or felt frustrated. This was all out of left field. So the parents started asking questions. What do we do? What does it, why do we not get the love for you anymore? Do you not love us? Did we do something wrong? Did I say something wrong, right? But it keeps going. It gets better. No. There's a man. He is a cerebral. Sorry if I keep saying the word wrong. He is a cerebral man, right? He needs help. Sorry, man. I'm saying that thing's wrong, y'all. He's disabled, right? He's disabled. He has his issues. He cannot on his own. But Derek still deserves the respect he deserved to get. Why are we treating this man like he can't take care of himself? So Derek started to smell himself. Derek started telling the mama, look, I don't want to do that no more, Mom. I'm sorry. Ma, I want to pick up my own now. Ma, I don't want to eat that nasty food you been making no more. Ma, I know you telling me that I got to do this, but I ain't doing it. So the family's caught off guard. The family's saying, you change. We love you, son. I gotta not go after you and talk to you, even though the world has changed a little bit. Derek responds back. Guess what? I know you love me, Mom. But right now, I gotta be my own man. Everybody's eyes get big. Everybody is trying to accommodate Derek because of his new mindset and new thought process. But it gets worse. The doctor overplays her hand. The doctor tries to send a message to the mama saying, I can help Derek facilitate his new living standards. So she catching feelings. So let's get it straight. You smash the disabled man. You start to catch feelings. The mama catch on. The mama and the brother go to her job. Is it bad? I don't know. I mean, she is a professor, right, y'all? She is. What she did was wrong, without a doubt, right? I don't know to say, God, I know I'm sounding horrible. I know I'm sounding bad, y'all. She gave the man some coochie. Let me just say it easy. The man got some coochie. The parents were saying that how did he know to get coochie? After he got the coochie, they went to her job. When they went to her job, ladies and gentlemen, they were not expecting the job to respond the way it did, right? So when the job responded, the job said, hey, this is illegal. You can't sleep with a disabled man. So they take her to court. When they take her to court, ladies and gentlemen, she get 12 years almost. Now, of course, she ain't gonna do the full 12. I want to think about this for a second. Wife, mother, doctor, leading her profession, goes to prison for smashing a disabled man. What it says in this movie that was so impactful is, number one, why wasn't what she said held as much weight as the white man said? My first instinct. Number two, who said Derek ain't like it? What man don't like coochie? I'm just saying, they were saying that he was assaulted. I don't know, man. If the man ain't never had something, he got something 2 times in a row, that's a good week. He was on out for 40 years. He got something back to back. Was Derek mad? We will never know. Number 3, she lost it all. She was discredited. Her research was gone. Everything she stood for vanished. All because, and a picture's worth 1,000 words, she had discarded to get feelings about a romantic relationship with a disabled man. Why was it so impactful to me? Because it made me think, our Black American doctors need to dive into that field for a moment. Because the requirements and what we think the disabled can do, it's a gap. They were saying that the brother couldn't cognitively do anything. But she obviously was getting him to message a lot of messages. Who knows if it was true? Who knows if it was fugazi? Who knows? But what I know is that if the brother got some coochie for the first time, y'all, he was happy about getting the coochie. You mean to tell me the brother wasn't satisfied? From not getting nothing to getting something. Derek, I hope you're doing well, brother. But in my opinion, he lived a happy life. Only my opinion, ain't none of it fact. Watch the movie with yourself and tell me what you think. Moving on. If you have not seen this College Hill episode, I'm going to play it for you in totality before I respond. Fair use of Twitter. They don't usually care on the Twitter street. Let's play it. Straight facts. Straight facts. If we really care, it'd be solved overnight because everybody. Before I keep letting it ride, if you can watch a movie called The Soloist by Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx has so many incredible, impactful movies, but homelessness is not something you can cure. Some people like that movie that Jamie Foxx plays speaks about a gentleman that had housing that refused. I had a gentleman tell me he gets to do it once every day and I'm the slave. Depends on their point of view. Y'all, she 10 years older than him. The nerve of these bro. Shorty, you older than Karlous. Old woman, what are you talking about? What he said was an intellectual argument that is true. That's the problem. I'm going to pause it right there, y'all. Karlous was the only one that spoke true. Karlous was the only one that spoke facts, y'all. Did y'all catch that? Karlous said, let me recap it back for everybody in here in the back. Homelessness is not the average person's problem. Facts. If I'm paying taxes, if I go to work every day, why is homelessness not at the feet of our political leaders? Why is homelessness not an issue for our political leaders that are in office that get paid to settle these issues every day? What do you have this job for if you can't settle that issue? That's a fact. What are you in office for if you can't handle that? Why is it my responsibility? Number one. Number two, why aren't we rectifying these issues? Homelessness is a drug and mental issue. Facts. We can't solve with just money. Karlous 100% right. Everybody, let me put it in the comments, because you know when I say something, I think some people don't get it. It's a movie by Jamie Foxx called The Soloist. Netflix, Hulu, wherever it is. Everybody needs to watch it if you want to talk about the homeless problem. The Soloist is such a great film because it speaks about the process of exiting homeless lifestyle, homeless mentality, and dealing with people that have this ideology. Everybody that's homeless does not view themselves negatively. Some people that are homeless view us negatively by saying we are slaves. We can't go where we want. We can't do what we want to do. We have restrictions. They have the ultimate freedom. If they wanted to go to another state tomorrow, they can make it happen. If they wanted to change locations, they can make it happen. The Soloist is such a great movie because if you get someone that's a house that is homeless, most likely they won't stay there. To be a homeless person, you must develop another way of dealing with things. Right now, that movie plays such great examples on this subject, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never watched it, watch it. Literally, some homeless people view freedom as outside. And then when you think about it, it is the most freedom. If I have no responsibility, if I have nothing telling me what to do, ain't I free? Don't we argue that when we were children, we were the most free ever? We were. They are in that right now. I agree. They don't bathe. They don't have the responsibility. But if your needs are met and I can do what I want to do every day, that's a high that you can't replicate. That's the truth. Most of them think that way, and that movie breaks it down so well. But the reason why I love what Karlous said is because he brought down to the fact, what problem is it? Why do you keep saying we got to get a bill and we got to do this? No, our leaders in office have to figure it out. Why are they in office if it ain't getting done? Why is it my problem being a millionaire and a billionaire? Those are facts. I can only control my life, my lifestyle, my family, my thought process. I can't control what y'all do over there. No way, no how. I can only control what I do. I can't control what you do. Our lifestyles are completely different. Do not place that burden on me to try to say it's my problem, because it never is. The burden is truly, if we want things to change locally in our politic discussions, which none of us like to talk about, by the way. Being politically astute, shout out to the great Chairman Fred again. Politics is war without bloodshed. Let me say it again. Politics is war without bloodshed. If you do not know your political matters and you are not astute in it, educate yourself, baby. Read, think, go into that process, whatever you need to do. But that's what all this issue is about politics. Politics places everything in every point of our lives. We are afraid to discuss it, most people. Many Black Americans are uneducated on politics. Politics rules the world. The short version, politics is the subject of who gets what. You get this, I get that. I'm getting this tax break, you're getting this tax break. That's what politics is. So if you are not involved in the political process, you know what you're going to get. You're a fool. Politics is so influential. Politics is so groundbreaking. Politics is a subject that each one of us must learn to have an intellectual discourse about. You don't have to be gung-ho about you agreeing with I agree. It's like religion. You have your own style. But what you must do is have an opinion, have an observation, have an issue with it. Next, and finally, talking point of my live on Sunday, man. I'm so glad to see my dogs here, man. It's been such a good live. Again, man, excited for this work week, y'all. Had a long one last week, but this week gonna be much better. Florida, stand up. Florida, Destin, Tampa, Orlando, Miami, Boca Raton, Jacksonville. One of y'all South soldiers has died today. Julio. It's so sad when I see brothers pass away at a young age, man. Julio is aged 26 years old. Julio is an artist who came about big on the drill scene. Julio hails from Jacksonville, Florida with the Wicks. But Julio died last night on his 26th birthday when he was ambushed. My first thought on this is, man, he knew he was dying. He knew he was living on borrowed time. He knew his lifestyle was going to get him where he was at. But my next thing is, I think it's truly a tragedy to hear a guy that's 26 years old losing his life. Now, in the words of my pops, he worked hard to die. The streets ain't got no retirement plan. Street niggas don't live till old age, son. Facts. Streets don't have no retirement plan. The gangsters in the street niggas do not live till old age. Facts. But Julio was another soldier that died early who did the most. His claim to fame was doing the op songs on the graveyard, man, which is very toxic, man. When you do stuff like that, man, you reap what you sow. I'm not talking about the death component, y'all, but that drill music era, I don't know if everybody knowing that that's very much dying on. Everybody that did that overtly disrespectful, distasteful music behavior is dying off. You cannot sow dissing the ops, smoking on their pack, going to their graveyard. You can't sow that and not reap it in return. When you make fun of death like that, when you make others' mamas cry, when you remix songs, when you show their pictures, when you do what they did, yeah, it gets ugly. It gets bad. And men like Foolio won't have a long demise. Foolio is an avatar for that energy. That energy is not sustaining. Timeless music, healthy song, good living style is going to last long term. The drilling, the killing, the sexing, the robbing don't have no long runway. It's short. I heard Big Meat say this. If you don't know who Big Meat is, he's one of the big founders of BMF. Oh, was it TK Kirkland? I can't remember. It's 3 years worth of balling, worth 30 years in prison. Hell no. Now, some dummies would say it would. But to ball out 3 years and live a crazy life, y'all, worth 30 years of your free life, ain't no way. But this message from Foolio goes again, man. This brother was 26 years old. Probably had kids. Probably had big bills. Probably had health problems, smoking, drinking. You know the whole thing. And he's got, you know what's crazy than that? His legacy's done. Somebody lost a son. Somebody lost a mama, brother. But you can't feel sad for him because he reaped what he sowed from that energy he put into the world. But we don't understand how the get back is going to be. That man died, man. He was the leader, some part of his legacy. Now he gone. Now people got to get back at him. That energy he produced, man, it's going to come back tenfold. It is. Jacksonville, I feel for y'all right now. Jacksonville, hopefully we get these sections rectified, man. Duval County, all that area, man. It's a lot. And y'all got a lot of love down there, man. It's a lot of good brothers in Duval. It's a lot of good energy in that state of Florida, man. The music, the love. That energy, that drill era, it got to be erased from hip-hop. It got to be erased from music in total. I understand these are young men that do not know how to emotionally communicate, so they act unlike men should act. Instead of just shooting the fade, shooting the fair one, you don't do that to each other, man. And his avatar right here is what happens when you do. Because when you're overtly disrespectful, when you're overtly not doing things of passion, when you're overtly doing this to your ops, the people around you, what do you expect to happen? What do you think is going to come from that? I know what's going to come from it. This. And I'm not to make fun of it, but it's a reminder session, a teaching moment, a teaching lesson, a teaching thought process. You reap what you sow, brothers. As somebody that got a black organization that love our black man that's around us heavy, you reap what you sow. The power of the tongue is not a joke. Do not take it lightly. Do not take it lightly. Do not take it lightly. What you say, man, will come back so strong. What you say will come back so strong. You know what the most uncomfortable part is, y'all? When it comes back to you, you ain't gonna be ready for it. You're not. You just ain't gonna know how to process it. You ain't gonna know how to handle it. And when it comes to you, all you can really do is take the message. So, what we learned from this Foolio thing, be careful, man. Be careful. And what you say always comes back to you. Drilling, killing, stealing ain't no lifestyle to live. It's not. What you don't understand is that everything has an expiration date. All the stuff, it may not come back to you, but it may come back to your kids. It may come back to your loved ones. It may come back to the people you love most. So, men, please watch yourself, man. Please. Learn your lessons, big dog. Keep your head up, big dog. And keep growing, bro. Because right now, it's a sad time. It's a sad time. Julio, I hope your kids all right. Hope your mama's all right. I hope your people be all right, man. And I hope this drill wave is dead and gone forever. Oh, closing the night's live, man. It was so good to talk to my people, man. It's your boy King Crowder, man. So good for this week. The book is on demand. We almost got that bad boy up and ready. It will be DONE. You got my word on, ladies and gentlemen. We also got to check in for the retreat. Remember, we checking in, man. Check on your first 6 months this year. If you can. If not, do it tonight. If not, do it in the morning. You need to think about how your first 6 months of the year. If you're a Crowder gang, this is our time we think about it. I want you to reflect. I want you to process. And I want you to think about where your life is going, ladies and gentlemen. Are we hitting the goals we talked about? Or did we lie? Did we get that? Did we get in shape? Did we get that money? Did we eat right? Did we call our people? Did we check on our family? Did we get that custody battle on order? Did I call my girl? Did I break up with my girl? Did I get a new job? Did I move state to state? Whatever we talked about, where are we now? We are 50% done with 2024. We are 50% done with 2024. In 2024, are we 50% done with our goals? Are we 50% done with everything we talked about? Are we 50% ready than we were last year to be a better man or woman? That's on our goal list. That's your goal for this week, Crowder Gang. And we're going to check back in. We're going to share with each other. And we're going to break down what the next 6 months of this year looking like. Because if you with me, we the best, baby. And with us being the best, I want us to perform the best. I want us to work the best. I want us to keep pushing each other. And I want our goals to speak for themselves. Because remember, when you focus, when you goal orientated, you ain't got to talk about it. Your actions, your energy, your mindset is going to show and show you. And when you showing and doing it yourself, people can't do nothing but want to be around you. Take it from me. I don't have everything in order like I want it to be, but I am so close to doing everything I want to do. That's why I love these kind of lessons. But once you are really moving in a momentum, in a positive direction, people going to tell you. You ain't got to say nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Your energy, your mindset,